Alright, so, Reformation in France and Switzerland. The main reformer was Zwingli. Zwingli. In Switzerland, the main reformer was Zwingli, and he took Reformation a step further than Luther. He said that Luther's testament that the sacrament contained the body of Christ was evidence that he still had a foot in Rome and wasn't fully committed to Reformation. So he basically cut all ties with the fact that communion was the body of Christ.
He basically said that the only way to salvation was through faith alone, and not really through anything else.
And, that actually later spread into a version of Anabaptism, which said there's no such thing in the Bible. There's no instances in the Bible of babies getting baptized, so we should baptize adults because adults can understand faith. And actually, in one of his teachings, Zwingli said, it's stupid that we can't eat sausage during Lent because nowhere in the Bible does it say don't eat sausage during Lent.
So he took the scriptures to a very literal
Level?
Interpretation. And Zwingli died on what's the name of that?
Died in battle with Catholics.
He died in a battle with Catholics where he went in with a sword and a Bible, and
a lot of other religious leaders said that this was a sign that his teachings were complete crud, because obviously God wanted him dead, and this was actually one of the few places where the Protestants and Catholics came together because they both really didn't like Zwingli. And then for France, the main dude was Jean Calvin.
John, does it be like John or John?
He was the founder of Calvinism.
Juan Calvin.
Calvinism.
Founder of Calvinism. You can tell where that comes from. And he was like the most radical of all the reformers. He had this huge control complex. He thought that the world was super unorderly, and his job was to bring order to the world.
Basically, he was like, okay, there's no order here, we gotta clean this stuff up. And Calvinism quickly spread through Europe at the time. It actually became in 1560 the official religion of Scotland at the time.
And France, the Netherlands. In France, though, at first King Louis was like, alright, this dude seems alright, he's not really doing anything pretty major. Then when it started getting ground, he was like, this isn't okay, so you're going to have to stop it. And Jean Calvin was like, no, I'm not going to stop this, man, like, this is my religion. So he flees to Switzerland, takes over the town of Geneva because there are these councils there, and he convinces the councils to throw out the Catholic houses of control and adopt Calvinism. And after they do that, he's like, okay, guys, here's the deal. All you Catholic priests can either convert or leave. Kind of goes against this other thing, like, religious tolerance. He was actually kind of a drunkard. He got paid in barrels of wine. So whether or not he's a cult leader is up to you. Do you want to talk about how Reformation was able to spread so easily in these two areas?
Reformation was really easy to spread in these two areas. Because in Switzerland there was a very loose confederation, and it was basically each state for themselves. Whatever religion one state adopted would be, it wouldn't conflict with the whole
unity of the...
Yeah.
And they were lacking... Each of those states didn't have like an overall prince like in Germany, which made it a lot easier for them to have their own mishmash of religion. And then we're talking about why it was so easy to spread in France.
It was easy to spread in France.
because they didn't have super strong ties with the Catholic Church.
They didn't have strong ties with the Catholic Church.
And edit that out.
What if this wasn't even allowed?
What if they didn't hear us? That'd be really sad.
Okay. So that's the church. That's the Reformation.
That's the Reformation.